Hello, good afternoon, friends. We have started the new topic, that is the gas chromatography, and in that we are discussing about the various types of the instrumentation used in the GC. So, the instrumentation used in GC, we are studied the gas carrier gas. Then after that, sample introduction system. Then this is the column, and fourth one, detectors. Now today these are the three types of the detectors. Today we are going to discuss about the substrate. Okay, so the substrate is a solid support coated with a high boiling point liquid known as the substrate, act as the immobile phase in GLC, which is known also as the stationary phase. So the stationary phase is supported on the solid by a high boiling point liquid is known as the stationary phase, which is immobile. Okay, in the GLC. Then the general requirements for the liquid phase is the good solvent property of the components, then the differential partitioning of the sample components, and low vapor pressures of the column temperatures, as well as the high thermal stability. These are the requirement of the liquid phase are used as a stationary phase in the GLC. Then next point we discuss the temperature control, that is the temperature control system, that is the thermostat chambers that are used in the GC. So in the temperature programming facilities control increases the of even temperature during an analysis, and thus become sharp and emerge quickly. So thus peak become very sharp and emerge quickly. So thus the temperature programming of the components of wide boiling range in mixture may be resolved efficiently. Now these are the there are the three temperature programming that are carried out by the three modes. First one is the natural or plastic modes, then the second one is linear, and third one is the matrix or multi-linear modes that can be used for the temperature programming. Okay, by using these three modes temperature programming is carried out. Now requirement for the good temperature programming. For the good temperature programming, the dual column systems is used. So these components for the bleeding of liquid phase from the column during increased temperatures. Then second requirement is the separate heaters for the injectors, column, OHN and the detector systems. So there is separate heaters are required for the injector system, column OHN as well as the detector system. There will be the good temperature programming. Then next factor, that is the uh, differential flow controllers. So they are required a differential flow controllers. Then the low mass column OHN for the rapid heat transfers. Then thin walled column. Then next low liquid phase loading. Then the pure dry carrier gas is required, and last one is the stable and non-bleeding injection septum is required for the good temperature programming. Okay, now let's see the next point, that is the evolution. So the efficiency of column is expressed by the number of theoretical plates, that is n, or by the height equivalent of theoretical plates, that is HETP. HETP is nothing but the height equivalent to theoretical plates. So the larger the number of theoretical plates, that is n, or the smaller the height equivalent to theoretical plates, then there will be more efficient of the column for the separations. That column is more efficient for the separation. Then the theoretical plate is the distance on the column in which the equilibrium is attained between the solute in the gas phase and the solute in the liquid phase. What is the theoretical plates? Theoretical plates is nothing but the distance on the column in which the equilibrium is attained between the solute in the gas phase and the solute in the liquid phase. So it is equivalent to one equilibrium stages in the distillation. So in the distillation it is one equilibrium stage, which is nothing but the theoretical plates. So from the elutions curve, the number of theoretical plate in any column can be calculated, which is shown in the figure. We discussed this figure in later. So the distance d from the point of injection to peak maximum can be measured in units of the length and the time or volume, and is generally called the retention volume, that is VR. So retention volume is calculated from the distance d. D is the distance from the point of injection to the peak maximum, means from this injection point to the maximum point the distance d is taken, then measured in the units of length of the column, then time or the volume is generally called as the retention volume, that is the VR. Retention volume VR is calculated. Okay, so here in the diagram is shown here. Volume, time or the short distance is carried out. So H, capital H, is the height of peak. Then W, there is the width of the peak, and B is, here is the B, width of the peak at height half h by 2. So time lapse between the injection and return of the peak, that is the T, and A is the area is equal to H into B. H is what? Height of the peak, and B is the width of the peak at h by 2, that is at half height of the peak. Okay, so the H is equal to A plus B divided by U plus C into U, where U is a gas velocity. Here is a small u, remember u is a gas velocity. A is a constant involves packing effect in the column called the eddy diffusion term. B is the molecular diffusion term, and C is the constant that reflects the resistance to mass transfer between the gas and the liquid. Okay, so this is the evolutions, and the evolution is carried out in terms of the retention volume. So let's see the retention volume, that is VR. So the experimental retention volume for the chromatogram is given by the equation VR is equal to TR into FC, where TR is a time in minute on time axis from the point of injection to peak maximum, and whereas the FC is the volumetric flow rate in the ml per minute. Now the retention volume also related to theoretical plates, that is n is the number of theoretical plates. So the retention volume VR is equal to what? N into VH, where VH is the effective plate volume. Now this is equation 1. Now the relation between effective plate volume, that is VH, and partition coefficient, that is P, is given by the equation 2. VH, that is the effective plate volume, is equal to H into AM plus PAS, where H is the height equivalent of theoretical plate. We also write here capital H. Then AS is the cross sectional area of stationary phase. P is the partition coefficient. P is what? P is the partition coefficient. P is the partition coefficient. So height equivalent of theoretical plates and partition coefficient is related by this equation. Now from equation 1 and 2, so equation 1 and 2, so VR, these are relations are related to VR, VR. Therefore from equation 1 and 2, so put the value of VH in equation 1. So we can write VR is equal to N, and put the value of in equation 1, that is VH is equal to HAM plus PAS. So putting this value of equation 2 in equation 1, we can write VR is equal to NH as it is V. Okay, so putting the value of VH, what is the value of VH? VH is equal to H in bracket AM plus PAS. So here is a capital AS. Remember, this is a capital AS is equal to NH, solve the bracket, NH into AM plus NHASP. Okay, so VR is equal to NHAM is nothing but the VM, and NHAS nothing but the VS. That is the volume of the mobile phase and volume of the substance, that is the VS. Now NHAS, that is equal to VS, which is the volume of substance, and NHAR is the volume of the mobile phase, that is equal to height time area. This is equal to height into time area. Now P is the partition coefficient, which is given by the ratio weight of solute per ml in substance divided by weight of the solute per ml in the gas. So weight of the solute per ml in substance and divided by weight of solute per ml in the gas. So this is the nothing but in the stationary phase to the mobile phase. Partition coefficient is nothing but the weight of solute in per ml in solute, that is in the stationary phase, and weight of the solute per ml in gas in the mobile phase. Okay, then let's see the resolution. So resolution, that is R, the efficiency of separation of the component of mixture is generally expressed by the factor, that is resolution, between the peak, and it is also expressed in terms of the distance of separation of the peak maxima and the width of the phase using the relation, that is R is equal to 2 times in bracket VR1 minus VR2 divided by W1 plus W2, which is also equal to, we can also write VR2 minus VR1 divided by W1 plus W2, where VR and TR, here is instead of VR2, here is TR2 minus TR1. Okay, so instead of VR2 and VR1, write TR2 minus TR2 divided by W1 by W2, where VR and TR represents the retention volume and the retention time respectively. Then the value of R is equal to 1.14 in the figure as shown in the figure. Let's see in the figure. So detector response versus the time or the volume. Here W1 is the width of the first peak and W2 is the width of the second peak. Now the time TR1 required from the injection to the maximum height, and TR2 is the time of injection from injection to the maximum height of the peak second. And similarly, retention volume VR1 for the first peak and retention volume VR2 for the second peak is calculated, and we can calculate the resolution factor, that is R. If the value of R is greater than 1.5, then the complete resolutions take place, and if the value is greater than 1.5, then there is complete resolutions of the component take place. Okay, let's stop here. We will continue in the next lectures. Thank you.